Hello guys, welcome back to the HONA Podcast. Now, if you're an audio listener, you might be thinking, that doesn't sound like Mike. It could be Mike, but unfortunately it's not. You've got an upgrade. So you've got Morgan again today.
Hey, Morgan.
So you've got Morgan and Charl here. We're going to be, well, I'm not doing you're not doing a takeover because you do it anyway. But I'm here and I thought I would take the lead because anyone that knows me knows that I like to take the lead for things.
She's a good talker.
We're a good talker. And I've got my iPad because if you know me, you know I'm an iPad kid. So we've got lots of questions. But this week's episode, we're going to be diving into what it's like running HONA from Charlotte's point of view, a little bit more on Charlotte's story. And we popped a little Q&A in the community and we've had loads of questions back. So I thought we could dive into Charlotte's story, like how it came to be in HONA and things like that. So.
I love this because usually it's me that does all the planning for the podcast. And I was like, Morg's doing a takeover. You can do it. I was like, I'm just going to sit back and be interviewed. I love this.
So I'm sat here like a proper little interviewer with my iPad. We're going to go through some questions, but long story short, we're going to run through what it's like being a business owner, the high points, some of the low points, a bit of Charlotte's background, and let's dive straight in.
Amazing. Have you got a little spotlight of the week to get us going?
Yeah, so every time I do the pod, I'm like, please can I do the community spotlight?
Yeah.
And this week I want to spotlight somebody called Olivia Anise, which is Olivia Anise nail artist over on Instagram. So if nobody knows who Olivia is, I actually come across Olivia probably about over a year ago now when she was travelling out in Australia, and she went travelling in Australia and she reached out to HONA kind of more so on the community side of things and was just saying that there wasn't much community out in Australia and, you know, there's a lot of non-standard salons and there's not that community aspect out there, very much like there is in the UK. And the UK, like the community in the UK, we're very, very lucky that we do foster this community environment, especially at HONA.
Yeah.
And long story short, Olivia ended up coming back to the UK and now she's a HONA educator.
Yay!
So
Well done, Olivia. We love having new educators as well, so it's really, really exciting. So thank you.
Especially exciting when someone's found us all the way out in Australia whilst travelling.
Absolutely.
Because of our community side of things. And then she's come home and decided to be an educator with HONA.
That's really lovely. So thank you so much, Olivia.
Thank you, Olivia. Okay, so let's diving straight into the first part. So
amazing.
Everyone loves you and Mike. Everyone knows that when they join on the live streams, it's just chaos. Like, people love it.
Is.
And we're going to dive a little bit more into this in another episode about the actual, what it's like, the chaos being in HONA. But for yourself, Charl, what is it really like running a business with your husband?
Oh.
What is it not like?
Tough one. No, I do you know what? I get this question a lot, but the reality is, me and Mike don't actually work together that often. Apart from now. And that's only because G's obviously just gone on maternity, bless her. So Mike has actually moved himself back into the warehouse, which is most of the time where I base myself. So for anyone that doesn't know, we have 2 warehouses and we've got office space as well. So a lot of like the marketing team are based over in the office. And
like
then
myself.
Yes, like Miss Morgie's here. And then a lot of us then that sort of either do product development or purchasing, obviously picking, packing, pouring, we're all based in the warehouse. So yeah, Mike's kind of like only just come back over there. So now I'm kind of feeling like, oh, you're in my space. But no, for anyone that knows Mike is like...
He's so involved in HONA as well.
So involved. And like the passion comes through, whether it's like in a positive way or a negative way, like, but he is so passionate.
Yeah, for sure.
And that is one thing that I've always said I do love about him and I do admire about him is like his passion for it, his love for it. So I do enjoy working with him in that sense because I'm just like, oh, I can tell that you really care, which is really, really nice. But yeah, he's a lot to handle at times.
Thing with Mike as well, and I know he won't mind me saying this if he's watching, but he doesn't learn to switch off. So like, I know the other week you guys were talking about your date night and we were like, Mike, just put your phone away, try not to speak about HONA, but he's that passionate that he just doesn't switch off.
Every single time that we do, like, ever manage to go for a date night, half the time he's like, well, this has turned into a business meeting. So I was like, well, yeah, it always is. And it's just natural that, like, because we do both love it so much and we do care a lot, it's just like, oh, well, it can't switch off, really. Yeah. It's like, well, we'll just digest what happened for the day, we'll digest what's going to happen tomorrow, and so on and so forth. Like, even this morning, like, Billy woke us up at like 6:30 this morning, and I was like, oh, did you see that email about da-da-da-da-da? I'm like, really? That's not the first thing that anyone wants to wake up and hear, but it's life.
HONA is life.
HONA is life.
I suppose that kind of links to the next question, which was, how do you navigate HONA around family life? And I think what I love that you and Mike do is when you go on little trips, like when you were viewing the Liverpool event for Profile, and when you guys went up to, what was it, not Brighton, you took Billy with you?
Plymouth,
and you were doing your little vlogs, and I suppose that links into the next question of like, how do you navigate HONA around family life?
Yeah, so we do try and like obviously involve Billy as much as we possibly can as well. Like, we
She'll
love having
nail tech.
Oh, absolutely. She's obsessed with nails already. So she's got her own little mini file, and she's got her little fake little nail polishes, and she's like, mummy nails. And she's so good, bless her.
It's when she goes, girlies,
girlies. She's such a little girl, but no, she loves coming away with us, and like, it's a time that we get to have as well as a family, but still doing something that we love, but involving her, which is really, really nice as well. And yeah, I love bringing her into the warehouse, and
we always say she's our boss.
She sits on the girls' laps, and she's like, I'm working.
What is it that Mike always says to me? If I do like a little mistake, he goes, oh, don't worry, it's only Billy's pension. I'm like,
Billy's inheritance.
I'm like, oh, God, right, Mike. We just put the pressure on it.
Pressure. Gotta do good for Billy.
Honestly, she walks in, I'm like, she's going to walk in at like 16 and be like, I need a cute claw. Like, she's going to be the boss. Like,
just pick it off the shelf, like pure sass.
Oh, she's so cute. We love her.
But no, she's great. And like, having her sort of like involved and everything, you know, it is magical, and it does make us think like, we are doing it all for her at the end of the day. Like, we obviously do it for the community, we do it for like you guys, but at the end of the day, she's like our little gem, and hopefully, if she wants it, she can have it when she gets old enough.
CEO.
Yeah.
It's like, I always say that when I started at HONA, Billy was literally just born.
Fresh out the womb.
Fresh out the womb, yeah. I was like, can I say that on the pod? Yeah. But fresh out the womb is what I always say. And every time I see her, I'm like, oh my God, that's literally my HONA career. Yeah. So when she's walking around going like, hi girlies.
I know,
I'm
it's
like,
so
oh
mad,
God,
isn't it?
Have
but
I
like, to measure that in like, in your sort of like progress within the relationship. Within the relationship. Within the relationship. No, within the business as well. It's like seeing her grow, seeing your like.
I know. So cute. She's the cutest, guys. We need to bring her to a HONA event. I think she'd love it.
Should we just sit Billy on a podcast?
She'd be going around going, nails, hi girlies.
Bless her.
So one thing we always talk about at HONA is just the HONA journey in general. I think everybody knows that, like, Mike loves this saying of HONA kind of, your lives went into a washing machine and HONA what came out. But I think what people don't know a lot is your story and how you came into nails. So tell us a little bit about that. How did your journey as a nail tech start?
Way back when. Well, you mentioned it in the car, actually. It was before gel polish was even a thing.
Blowing the dust.
I know, so that's okay, I'm not that old. But yeah, it was. I sort of like came into the industry. Gel was like very, very, very brand new, and it was only shellac was out at the time, and that was it, and that was all anybody ever knew. It wasn't like gel nails, it was just like, oh, having shellac nails. But even then, so I remember this really funny story actually, when I was working in one of my salons, and it was actually for my tutor that taught me. We were like, well, there's only like 5 shades of shellac. So if somebody wants like a gel manicure, I wonder if we can put like a gel base down, then put some normal nail varnish in between, and then just put a gel top coat. Oh, I'm sure that'll work. And we just did it.
Yeah.
And it was like, there wasn't like education behind it or anything. And like, realistically now, I'm just thinking, I would never do that in my life. But obviously we were just trying to experiment with like, oh, I wonder if we can get any colours. Like, is it just going to be fine if it sits between the gel? But like, it is mad.
It's how things have changed.
How things have changed.
Fast as well.
Yeah, literally within like my career. But I, like was saying, I was employed by my tutor, which I was really, really lucky for. And then the more and more I got to like learn about the job and be passionate about that job, I was then able to like go off and do additional training, which is kind of like an episode that we touched on way back at the start, like having additional training for things. But yeah, I just grew to love the industry more and more, and nails only really became my passion during lockdown. And it was only because I'm beauty therapy, like all in all. So I do, you know,
little
like
bit of everything.
Waxing, lashes, brows, like I'm all about it. Tanning. So it was only really nails that I fell in love with during lockdown. And it was because that was the only thing that I could really do. Like at home.
Only so many times you can wax your eyebrows,
exactly.
guys. Yeah.
And film one video and I'll be like, right, I'll see you in like 4 weeks for another wax. But no, like nails, I could create press-ons, I could do nail art, I could do, you know, like loads of different things with nails and keep like my passion for that up and create, well, my creativity as well. And that kind of led to how then HONA was born. So it's just kind of like a little bit of a what's it called? Like a 360. It's kind of like all comes around back together. And,
I love that. I do love the story. Like Charl said, obviously a lot of us are based in the office compared to the warehouse, and I love hearing when Mike's on a call and he goes like, so funny, right, let me tell you the story, and then he goes like, it was back in 2016 and whatever it was, and he like goes through this full rampage and it's so funny. But I love when he always says that like a lot of people don't know. If you're new to HONA especially, you might not know this, but HONA started off literally with what, decals and glitters and stuff, wasn't it? And it started in the back bedroom.
From our back bedroom.
There's a photo somewhere. I'll have to see if I can find it. You might know the one I'm on about, where you and Mike are like pouring glitters. You're in the back room and you've just got like a few shelves with glitters on. But that's a really interesting side of HONA especially. Where did the gel system come into things? Like how the whole hypoallergenic side of HONA?
So I actually never wanted to go into the gel side of things because like in my brain I was like, I'm a bit panicky when it comes to things like that, and I just think, oh my god, to me that sounds like so much work, like so much
like science,
like science,
guys.
And I'm not a science girly, so like I was
leave that to Mike.
But like to me that just seemed like a headache waiting to happen. And don't get me wrong, there has been headaches, but I think now we're at this like place where, you know, we started off with that basic gel system. Then we were like, right, okay, we're going to have our builders and then we're going to expand on that. And now, like, looking at everything that we've got, I'm like, my God, it just keeps going and going and going. But I am so grateful that we did take that leap because even though, like, Home of Nail Art, which is what HONA is the acronym for, that was kind of like our roots. And that was where we started with, you know, like, glitters, flakes, decals, like it still holds a really like special place in my heart. When Mike says like sometimes, oh, we should just sack them off now, get rid of them, I'm like, oh, I feel really sad. I feel really sad if like those core little bits ever went. So.
Well, that's what I always say is like, we are known for our gel system now. People know us for Pure Foundation and True Sculpt and Build Apart and Swift Hips and Pure Build, but like at the end of the day, we are the home of nail art and that is our roots. And I think it would be wrong to get rid of it as well because we, like when I think of HONA, we're so artsy and we're so creative and we're so fun and there is no boundaries. And the good thing with our gel system is we allow people to do that safely and we allow them to do that. And I think that's the side that I love the most in my job from the social media side of it. Is when we see like reels or TikToks or stories or DMs of people being like, I thought I could never have my nails done again. I thought my career was over. And then like I stumbled across HONA and I found this community. And like that's a part when I think of HONA that I'm really proud to be a part of because it's something that we did like disrupt the industry and it's something that like, it's just really nice to be a part of. And definitely. I suppose that takes us into the next question, which is how does it feel now looking at how far HONA has come?
I think, well, like I just mentioned, it is wild now to think of like just in product sort of scale of things, like it is insane. But like I just remember always thinking back to like, I've always teased Mike about like, oh, you should go on The Apprentice one day. Like you've got all these like big ideas. But
Dragon's Den.
Absolutely, Dragon's Den, probably a better one, I
think I'd cry if I went on there. I'd be
oh my God, I could never do it. But you can imagine Mike, 100%.
Mike would have PowerPoints, he'd have those pointy sticks, everything. He'd be wicked at it.
Absolutely. But like his vision of always like, not just having the gel system, but like you mentioned, having it as a hypoallergenic gel system. He's always like thinking ahead, right? okay, so what's the USP? What are we going to be different for? And how can we push this like to really make us stand out? And I think that's one thing that does set HONA apart as well within like, you know, the industry, is the fact that we are always trying to push boundaries, make things healthier, safer for everyone. So yeah, I can't even remember where I went off on a little bit of a tangent there.
I think you answered that in the question anyway. It was how far like HONA's come. But I think like we were talking about this in the car, and obviously like we are hypoallergenic. Everything that we release is hypoallergenic, but it's so much more than that. We were talking about the cuticle oils, weren't we, in the car? And we don't just think like, oh, we're just going to release a cuticle oil that's just got these 2 ingredients in. Like there's a whole podcast episode on this, but so much thought goes into every single formulation, down to a cuticle oil, to a sanitizer, to True Sculpt Builder Pot, like the clear True Sculpt. Like there's so much thought that goes into every single product. Like there's added ingredients and things that we add in for specific reasons that like not only is it safe, but it's benefiting you in more ways than you could even think. So
we've got again like a whole podcast about like product development and things like that, and in that I kind of mention how long these processes take. But like Profile, for example, that we've just had the most amazing event for up in Liverpool, like there are so many amazing e-files out in the market. I was like, right, okay, well, what can we do to like bring something different, and like again just sort of push that boundary a little bit of like, right, okay, well, why will people choose HONA over, you know, every other thing that's out there at the moment? So yeah, I love that side of things when we're looking at like HONA as a whole. I think I can be very proud of us for saying that. Definitely.
What is it that Mike says all the time? Pushing the boundaries of gel science? Is that what he says?
I don't know. That's a new one.
It's something that he always says, especially when we were doing True Sculpt, like the clear True Sculpt that's got that like purpley tint that acts like a purple shampoo, guys. It's really cool. It's really cool, yeah. And we've actually just been put up for an award for it as well, funny enough.
We're up for so many awards this year. I'm loving it.
That's definitely something that like year on year, anyone that's part of the HONA squad knows that we just... Things are just constantly going to the next level, but there's so many awards. I'm like, Mike, please can I go to an award show? He's like, you went to one last year. I'm like, I know, but I'll get up on the stage and do a speech. Like, I will.
I'll be like, yeah, you go, Morgs. Yeah. I'll just hold it. You can do the talking.
I'll start there pose and I'm like, thank you, everyone.
It's really exciting. And like, I don't know, that is something I'm just really proud of us as a brand to be able to do. 100%.
And we've grown a lot year on year, and there's so many amazing things coming this year. And what people don't realise as well is we're literally living in 2026 right now.
Yeah.
Like, 2025 is done, you guys. We know what's coming, and we're in 2026. Like, this is how far ahead, like, product development and, like, just everything in general. Like, we're living a year in advance right now, but it's super exciting.
It is a bit wild. Like, for my brain to what's the word? Compartmentalize it? Something like that.
I don't know. That's a big word for me, Charl.
Like, I'm like, oh my God, like, how can I not even have 2025 on the cards and I'm thinking about 2026?
I know.
Like the whole year as well, not just like the start of it.
It's like I'm living in this week, but I'm also living in next month, but I'm also living in next year.
It's a bit wild.
So we've talked about the high points of HONA, but obviously when you run a business, anyone here that's watching or listening that is like a solo nail tech or runs a salon will know that there's always going to be like, not really like low points, but there's going to be challenges. So for you, what's the hardest part about running HONA?
Ooh, do I be funny? My house.
We want a new house.
I've been begging Michael for years and years and years. I want my new house. We're still in our house that we literally bought together.
Yeah, we want a barbecue in the house. I've been asking for this barbecue for years.
Right, this year now we're gonna buy our new house. And he was like, okay,
well
cool,
deserved.
yeah, we'll do that. So anyway, we had the house valued, everything like that. And then I was like, started looking at houses, and he was like, oh, by the way, we're gonna take on some new warehouse units, so we're not having the house. And I was like, okay, so at times.
I remember.
Play the little smallest violin for me, please.
I remember being in the office and Mike's talking. If anyone, I don't think we've like publicly said this yet, but like our new HONA HQ, but I don't think there's too much we can say on it. But anyway, we've got a new HONA HQ come in, and think like HONA XL is what I call it.
Oh my God. XL to the max.
To the max.
Like, it's unbelievable.
And I remember Mike sitting there being like, oh, guys, like, I've got to tell Charl that the house is going to have to wait. And we were all like,
it's going to be a hard conversation.
Like, she's been on about this house since I started, Mike. But I was like, you couldn't move into the warehouse. It's big enough.
Literally, everyone in the office is like, how do you feel now, Charl, that is your house? And I'm like, let's not talk about it.
It's like, Mike's given up this house, but now, like, we've got a big HQ, but he's like, we'll put a gym in it. We'll put this in it. And we're like, what the hell, Mike?
Like, well, he's seen it as the house now, that's why.
I mean, we spend enough time in Hona, basically, as your house, isn't it?
Exactly. So, yeah, that just from my own personal, that is my little low.
I think a lot of personal sacrifices, obviously, that people don't see to running a business.
It is definitely a personal sacrifice. Like, we, as a couple, and obviously with a young baby, we try and, like, alternate having a Wednesday off each week so that we get to still spend time with her. I think it's, like, super important, especially while she's the age that she is now, before she goes into, like, nursery and school and everything like that. I'm like, I want to still be able to spend as much of my time as possible with her.
She grows so fast,
I know, it does. It just goes so quick. And I just think, you know, she's only this tiny little being for this amount of time. So, you know, trying to have that time off, but then again, when you're a business owner, you're still like you're still thinking about that, and like it is really, really hard. But trying to obviously make that family time as well, you know, like we mentioned, date nights and things. Like I do think it's like really important to try and obviously have a little bit of separation, but it is hard. Yeah. It is hard.
It's just a lot of personal sacrifice.
Yeah,
you can see that a lot, what you might put into the business.
Do you remember that picture I sent in the work group chat? I think it was like a couple of weeks ago, and it was like 11:30 at night. Literally, it was a picture of Mike on his laptop with a glass of wine. So in that group chat, and I was just like, this is just our life. But like 11:30 at night, glass of wine obviously, but like still working.
I wish people could see the insight into the HONA HQ group chat, because there's so much chaos.
Oh, I know.
My favourite, I think, is when we launched Wicked and you were drunk and you had like a witch's hat on, singing Defying Gravity with a witch's hat on. And we were like, good witch, bad witch, coming soon.
I was like, the next morning I was thinking, should I post that as a TikTok or should I just leave that one? But I'm in my PJs, like literally
Honestly,
with Billy's witch's hat on.
There's so many times where I'm just like, right, we need to keep our TikTok professional, but what stage can we go where we can be professional and kind of be wild?
Loose.
Because honestly, you guys, if anyone, you've probably seen on our TikTok, me and Grace went up to Manchester a few weeks ago, and we went, basically Hona, someone did this big talk about Hona, all about like allergies, like customer service and stuff. It was amazing. It was amazing. So shout out to Helen Hope if she's listening, because I know she does love the Hona pod.
Oh, I love that.
And on the way back, we were like, Grace, we're off the clock and we're in Manchester. So we went to a pub, we had some pints. Like on the way back then, we had a bottle of wine on the train and we were like, technically we're off the clock.
Yeah.
We've done our hours.
But we'll still make some TikToks.
Yeah. And we made some TikToks and they will never see the light of day, because Grace is like, yeah, come on, it's funny. People love seeing this side.
I love that.
And the next day we're looking, I'm like, we can't post these on the home.
Imagine if you had.
I was like, that is a disciplinary waiting to happen. But one of them, talking about Wicked, she had these like really pointy little shoes on.
Who, Grace?
Yeah, and she's sitting on the train, swinging her feet, and it's the audience that's like, ah! And it's like defying gravity with these little pointy shoes. And she's like, she's drunk, obviously. She's like, Morg, that's so funny. It'll go viral.
Please post it.
And then the next day, we're like, oh my God, we could not post that.
What we'll have to do, we'll have to post it, leave it up for like 12 hours,
Yeah.
and then just gone. Disappears from the universe.
Honestly, people will be like, surely that was not meant for the Hona account. But I don't even know if I've shown you them. I'll have to show you them.
No, I don't think
There's
I've seen
like 5, and they're honestly. But
oh my God, that's
if that's the side you guys would want to see a Hona, if you want to see the
we'll
drunk
have all the
TikToks,
comments now being like, please post
let
it,
us
please
know.
post it.
We'll post them. But I'm like, there's a borderline where we need to still be professional, but we need to be like funny and personal. But I'm like, I think that one was a little bit too far.
I'm not being funny, but I think, if anyone followed Hona, like, very, 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 very start, one of the things that me and Mike used to do that kind of got us a little bit like known for was our Wednesday Night Lives.
It was your live streams. People still talk about them.
I know. But I would literally go on and we'd just like get drunk and talk or like do each other's nails. And it was just, again, like true Mike and Charl chaos.
People always go, like, it reminds me of the good old days.
But yeah, it's funny.
Oh, it's so funny.
We're so professional now, guys.
I know. I'm like, we're still professional. We still love a wine. You guys just don't see it. There's a reason there's a detail paint called Vino.
Absolutely.
Okay, right. We're still on the hard parts of being a business owner, and all we've done is laugh. So, how do you handle the pressure of every decision maybe affecting a team or a community?
Ooh.
I don't know how we could answer that one.
That is hard. So, a lot of decisions we do make as a team. I feel like there's certain decisions that obviously Mike is very like set with in regards to.
It's when he wants to push a sale forward for me, and I'm like, I don't know about that, Mike.
I know. Like, I think Mike is very like. He always tries to push and push and push, which is amazing. But like, when it affects everyone else, it's like the actual physical logistics of like putting on a sale or putting on a spin the wheel or putting on something. It's like to everyone else.
Do you know what? I think this is probably more of a question for me because of like the whole TikTok shop side of it. So I love, everyone knows, like it's just part of my job. I love just like putting on little promotions and like the whole TikTok shop side of it. Like that is one thing that like since we've gone on TikTok shop, like I'm very passionate about that side of my job and I really dive into it and I love it. And Mike always says to me, thank you. And Mike always says to me like, you just do your job and do not worry about the guys in the warehouse. And I'm like, and then people might not know this, but my best friend Lucy, we actually live together and she is like the supervisor over in the warehouse. So some days like
she'll probably come home and she'll be like, I hate you.
Rather than just email her, because we're friends, I can just pick up the phone and bring her and I'm like, by the way, this is happening and you need to get this prepared. And she's like, more? Like what? And I'm like, sorry, Mike says to do my job. And then I'll just like hang up the phone. But that's probably more on me. And like, sorry guys, but they smash it and they smash the orders up very fast and very well.
They do.
So.
They've got such a good team in there at the moment.
They do have a good team.
To be fair, like the whole team at the moment, we've had like a few new people enter the team and it is just
really strong.
Really, really good team at the moment. And I think especially when we do move into like that HONA XL.
HONA XL!
And like we're all kind of back in that one space. It's just going to be even more of a powerhouse. Like
I've just had a thought. Sorry, brainwave. We'll have to do a big tour, but you know the massive second part of the warehouse?
Yeah.
We could turn that into a dance floor and have an event.
Oh my God!
Can you imagine? The balloons and the decor everywhere. Party in HQ!
Oh my God. Absolutely not.
Guys, honestly, I think my brain just works on a different level sometimes. I'm like, brainwave!
Dance floor. That's almost as like wild as the whole slide thing.
I actually think that's happening.
Oh
so
my God.
For anyone listening, watching, basically in our new warehouse,
I don't even know who suggested it.
I think it was me and Grace. So has anyone seen the big Google HQ where they've got the slides? Right. So we were like, considering we've got this big massive warehouse and like there's offices inside, we were like, the window that comes out, can we like the Google HQ get a big swirly slide? And Charl was like, oh, I don't know about that. Mike's typing away.
Mike's literally Googling it.
And he's like, oh, actually, guys, you know, I've looked and they're not that expensive. So we're like, massive peppermint slide. And we, rather than going down the stairs out the office space, just slide. I'm sorry, that would be the most iconic thing.
It would be iconic.
Could you imagine? Billy would leave. She'd
Oh my
be like,
God.
Wee!
Put a little ball pit at the bottom. Done. She's here all day.
Honestly. What were we saying the other day? Me and Lucy were in Aldi and they had this like microwave air fryer and I was like, Mike needs to buy 5 of these microwave air
all
fryers.
of them in there.
But no, it's super exciting and that's something that's coming soon. So we're gonna take you guys on the journey.
I think that's going to be really exciting. Like TikTok and like show you the whole journey and the process of it.
So. Like, we don't really show that much on the warehouse currently because we've grown so much, so fast that, like, this is why we're taking this big leap into going into a new space. So when we've got this big space, I can't wait to do, like, tours. Because even when, like, Mike and Charl were giving us the tours and showing us the plans, I was like, oh, my wow,
I know.
It's huge.
I remember literally walking into it, first of all, because it's kind
How
of
are we
like...
going to fill all that space? It's huge.
It is. It's massive. And, like, I walked in and I was just like, oh, my God. Like... But I know for a fact, as soon as we're in there, we'll be like,
it'll feel
oh my
full.
God, we needed this space. Like, we are desperate for it now.
Oh, 100%. I mean, we've got 2 warehouses and we're splitting the office team, so it's going to be nice to all be back in one space again.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
I'm excited too.
Okay, so there's still one more question in regards to the hardest parts of being a business owner, and it's, I suppose you've kind of answered this already, but it's how do you set the boundaries between work and personal life, especially when you're so emotionally invested?
We don't. we do need to get better at it, but like we sort of mentioned, you know, we both are so passionate about it and we both love it like so much. It just kind of envelops our life, and yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way. Like we do really try, and like especially if we go on holiday, we'll say like, right, we'll leave the phones in the hotel room. It's
Kicking
very hard.
you guys out the Teams group.
But literally we'll try and use that time then to like really decompress and sort of like take that step away, because I think it's always that like fear, isn't it, of like when it's something that you've built and you're kind of like, oh, here you go guys, just like mind it for a couple of weeks. It is still terrifying, even though we all know that you're all 1 million% capable.
It's like someone babysitting your child. Yeah. It's literally your baby.
It's like, but no, it's like, what's the worst thing that can happen?
Yeah.
You'd put another spin the wheel on.
It's like Grace is away right now, isn't she? And she was like, guys, I don't want to know anything unless the building's burning down.
Yeah.
And then she's sending us all photos in the group chat, and she's like there with a martini, and we're like, oh, we hate you. Stop, we hate you.
You know, it is hard to like fully switch off, but we try. We try.
Okay, so we've done the good parts, we've done the bad part. Well, not bad parts, but challenging parts. So let's do the most rewarding part, because there's so many rewarding parts about being a part of HONA. So what's the most rewarding part of owning HONA?
Ooh, so I got 2. So one, I suppose, would be within the team. So seeing how all of you guys came in and seeing where you are now, for me, that is like so rewarding.
Love heights.
And like, well, we were saying in the car, weren't we? Like, Lucia mentioned the other day, so Lucia is one of our packers, and she was like, oh, if you had to like swap roles with somebody, who would you swap roles with? And hers was yours. So she was like, because Morgan makes TikToks all day and it's amazing. But that was what you used to do, wasn't it? And like you did, you come in and do...
from the truth.
Exactly. But like seeing your growth and seeing everyone's growth within the company, I think is just an incredible thing. Like even Sarah going from like picking and packing to now doing like purchasing and things. It's just like seeing everyone's own personal like evolution, I suppose, is super, super rewarding. But then also outside the community.
Yeah, for sure.
100%. Like obviously you get majority of the messages day in, day out. And it is just amazing to see like how HONA has affected some people's like lives, basically. Like I think I shared with you guys about Georgia, who was my shout out of the week previously in one of the other podcasts, and she messaged me personally to say how it has changed her life for such an incredible like reason, and yeah, that's just really, really rewarding, and I love that.
I mean, like when you buy into HONA, you don't buy into a brand, you really do buy into a community, and that's one thing that we are very vocal on. This is why we do so many events. This is why we do things like the podcast to give you guys like some help. It's why we do our knowledge hubs and our business masteries, and we do all of our YouTube tutorials, and there's so much that like, going back to Lucia when she was like, oh, Morgan just makes TikToks all day. And it's like, there's so much more to it that people don't realise. I think with everyone's job, is when people ask me what I do for work, I'm like, social media. But like, I don't sit there all day and post videos. It could not be further from the truth. But it's definitely a super rewarding part of the job, is definitely the community side. Like, I've worked for a lot of brands in like the beauty industry, and none of them have had a community vibe like HONA does. And even down to the part where you said about the team. I know one thing I always say is like, thank you, Mike and Charl, for all the opportunities. Like, I'm really grateful. Like, we honestly, guys, like we get study days at HONA, which is something I've never had in a business before. And it's when, if there's something that we see that we want to be a part in, whether it's like a talk up in London or an online course somewhere or something, like HONA very much invest in us to do that, and it's something that we're very well aware that like other brands don't do, but it's Mike and Charl investing in us to give you guys the best experience and the best customer service possible. So, and I mean that obviously reflects in how we've all grown as people. And then I always get soppy. People know me at events. I'm such an empath. I'm always like, oh my God. And Mike's always said to me, like, you have these opportunities because you create them. And then I'm like, yeah, but you give them.
Aww, so cute.
It's definitely like a super rewarding part of not only the community, but just being part of the team in general. So big ups Team Hona.
Well, we love it.
Okay, and then what parts make you feel like the stress is worth it?
All of it. And like it is stressful. Like, I'm not gonna lie, you know, like you mentioned, people only see what we choose to put out there. And yes, we are a very transparent company, but like there's so many things that happen behind the scenes that like get us to that place. And it's a very, very stressful thing. Like, you know, even down to things that are out of our control. So I'm going to use Profile for an example. So we had, like I say, our Profile events in Liverpool, and that was to promote our e-file. And the e-file didn't turn up. So it was something that was completely out of our hands in regards to shipments. So it just happened to be on pre-order. But now everyone's got their e-files and everyone's happy. But like, you know, it's those sort of stresses in business that even if you don't create them yourself, it's just completely out of your control. It's like you have to kind of deal with them. But they're the hardest ones when you're not in control of them.
That's one thing I love about us, though, is that we are just completely transparent. That we won't make up a lie. We'll just say to you guys, like, guys, they just didn't arrive. Like Charl says, there's so much that goes on behind the scenes, like the launch procedures, the event, that we couldn't postpone all of that because we're so far ahead into 2026 that even by shifting Profile a week, so that when they arrived we could launch them, would shift everything by a week. So you've got to take it on the chin and you've just got to do it. And it's very much part of being involved in a growing company is we just deal with it. But we've got such an amazing community.
I feel like we've gotten so good at doing that. Like just with everything.
Oh, it's fine. We'll just do it.
It's fine. We'll do it. And I think it was like the whole sort of like Pure Foundation phenomenon that kind of like kicked off that big like wave of, well, what's the word for it? Like just speed, I suppose.
Oh,
like,
Pure Foundation, I honestly, like, throughout my whole time at Hona, like, we had growth, and then Pure Foundation came, and it was like, I was like, oh my gosh,
but then
we haven't
everyone wanted
experienced
everything,
this.
and it was just like all at once. But I feel like that we have learned so much from that, and like now that we've sort of gotten a track of like, right, okay, we know how quick we're growing now, we know what we want to produce. So like you say, having 2026 like planned and ready, I think is like a great thing now going forward.
And I suppose as well, like what people don't realise is you ask for something, say like on a live, like, oh, we'd love to see this. We're like, yeah, it's on a list, but we don't just get it and launch it. Like these things you're asking for now will probably be in 2026 somewhere. But,
if not 2027.
But
because we do have so many things already.
But like things you guys were asking for last year, they're coming soon. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, and then one more question on the rewarding part is, how does it feel knowing that your products are helping nail techs to grow and feel seen?
I think that's a really, really, again, amazing thing. Like, just going back to the whole, like, rewarding sort of points, like, seeing people's like journey from if they had an allergy to then like being able to then have their nails done again. Like G, for example, she couldn't have her nails done. She bugged them up herself during lockdown. We won't go into that. She didn't wait for us then. But now she's got amazing nails and she's able to have those done. And like everyone that has like clients that, you know, you're now able to offer those like hypoallergenic services to, you're being able to grow your business as well. So it is an amazing thing and I love it.
We love it. So we've got question of the week and then we'll dive into a little like behind the scenes. So
I feel like we've given so much behind the scenes away
I know. And the next podcast is going to be even more on that. So question of the week is, what has been your proudest moment in Hona so far?
Ooh.
I know, I think I've got so many.
I've got so many. I think it's every milestone where like either we'll bring something new out, but like not even just bring something new. It's that pre-launch, like you say. It's like when everyone sort of like finally finishes their projects, that pulls the whole thing together before it even launches. That gives me such like a sense of achievement, like not just for myself but like for the whole team. And I love that, like seeing everyone's like little parts of their jobs come together to create like this one thing is just so incredible. But like just seeing the growth of everything as well. Like I know I tease about the fact I don't get my house, but like getting the warehouse now, this huge warehouse,
huge growth from where we started.
It's huge. Like I do say to Mike all the time, we've got to really look back and reflect on how we started and where we are now, and it's just insane. Like, and I'm so grateful every day for, you know, you guys and everyone that has bought from us. Like, it does not go unnoticed. And so, like, these little handwritten messages that you all get in your parcels and things like that, like, you know, we are people, and we're trying to, you know, do the best for you guys as well. So thank you.
I love that. I think especially on your side of things, when it goes from an idea to like trialing loads and doing the specifications and then getting the product and then going through all like the little nitty gritty bits of like sitting down in content meetings and being like, okay, this is how we want it to come across. This is what this is what that is. And then me and Jen go off and do our bits, and then Grace and Mel go off and do their bits, and then Lee does her bit with the design inside of it, and then the warehouse team go through all the training, and then Sarah's going through like all the stock and everything, and there's so much to it that when it comes to a launch and it goes out, there genuinely is so much time and passion and knowledge that's gone behind a launch. Like, we've never just like go, here we go. Like, there's so much to it. But I suppose that's probably one of my proud things of being at HONA. Like, when I first started, I was one of HONA's like really first employees. I know we had like Georgina and Leighton, but like from the outside coming in, I was one of the first. So when I started at HONA, like, you worked at HONA, but you still had your salon, and we just had that first warehouse. Like, Billy was just born, and it was literally just me, Mike, G, and Leighton in that warehouse, and then you'd come in once or twice a week. So to see it go from that, where we'd really just bring out 2 gel polish collections a week, like a week? Oh my God, imagine!
Can you imagine?
But there was, you'd have like a spring, summer, and an autumn, winter, and that's kind of all we had within the first year. To then like be involved with Pure Foundation and True Sculpt and Build Apart and Profile and tools and online LMS, like all these things now that's made HONA what it is, like to be a part of that when I started was just a few gel polish collections is definitely one of my proudest points of being at HONA.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so we will do a little behind the scenes. So what is something that's happening behind the scenes at HONA right now? I know we can't tease too much, but am I allowed to say that? I think people know, because we've started teasing it a little bit, that obviously every summer we've got a gel polish collection. Am I allowed to talk about that?
Maybe. Yes.
I mean,
so we've got our spring, well, I call it our spring summer because to me it's kind of like, it falls very much between the two.
This is like an exclusive reveal for any podcast.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even know if you're going to be like, why did you talk about that?
Never spoken about this.
But everyone knows we do one.
Everyone knows what we're doing. And I feel like people are probably thinking, where is it then? Where is it?
It's usually out by now.
It's usually out by now. But we've decided to do something slightly different with this one. And I was like, I'm really excited because, again, this was something that I kind of had a little brainwave with and kind of like how I wanted it to come across. But then like everyone's kind of got involved and I love it, and the whole package itself is just going to be really, really exciting.
It's amazing seeing it from like Lee's point of view as well, where Charl's got these ideas and she's talking about, right, this is my vision, this is what this is this, and then Lee's like right up close to a computer clicking away, and then she flips her screen and we're all like, oh, like it's
like
amazing
seeing something being brought to life is like, oh my God, I love it.
And this one's super exciting, and there's so much more coming, but I think if we talk about anything else...
Yes, I know, I feel like we've done so much this episode.
Amazing. So just some closing questions, closing remarks. I feel like we've dived in a lot on this one. It's been super fun. So what advice would you give to somebody wanting to start their own business?
Ooh... From a logistical side, make sure that you've got all your ducks in a row because that's something that I certainly did not do. I just thought, I'm just going to do nails and beauty treatments and it's just all going to be fine. And then like a couple of months in, I was thinking, oh no, I've actually got to like work out like costs and things like that.
Tax is what it is for me.
Oh my God, let's not even talk about
when
it.
When we do the tax return blogs, I'm like, no.
But... yeah, just knowing like the sort of logistics of running a business, because the more sort of like knowledgeable you are about that, the less daunting it's going to become, you know, every April or whatever you pay your tax. So yeah, definitely that side of things. But also just like taking that leap of faith as well, because I feel like a lot of people are very much stuck in this, oh, well, I've still got my security of like my 9-to-5 job and I just do nails like on the weekends or
Just
on the
do
side.
nails.
Yeah. And
Hashtag event plug.
absolutely. But it's taking that leap of faith and just believing in yourself and like, no, I know that I can do it. My books are already full for what I'm currently doing. So being able to push myself to that next step and, you know, offer out those additional appointment times, I think that takes a lot to do. But believe in yourself,
Believe
guys.
in yourself, guys.
Absolutely.
You can do anything you put your mind to. I love a quote.
100%.
And then the last one, and then we will close out this episode. So any final thoughts for those listening who might be in the early stages of their nail tech career?
Oh, do you know what? Thinking back to like when I first started, which was many moons ago, just enjoy it and like take that opportunity whilst you're still fresh to do a lot of like learning, I would say. Like, don't just go into it and, like I said at the very start of the episode, paint nail polish on gel and then just think that that's going to happen. No, definitely do not do that. Do your research, learn as many different skills as you can, upskill or perfect your builder application, find what you're good at, find your niche and really hone in on that, I think, because it will really sort of like set you up for your long term.
I totally agree with that as well. Like, that was not even just saying this is Morgan from Hona, but just Morgan in general. Like, my advice to anybody would be research, learn the brand that you're using. So hopefully you choose to you go with Hona, but like research your brands as well. Like, when you do your research and you find out a lot about the industry, that will lead you to Hona naturally when you find out about things and you learn things. But do your research and educate. Like Gaia says, knowledge is power.
100%.
We've got online courses, guys. We've got knowledge hubs. We've got blogs. There's tutorials, and
so many free, like, useful things, like you say, like the knowledge hub and everything on the websites. Like, please just use those free resources to help you.
Yeah.
So.
And knowledge is power, and I think that would be my biggest tip to anyone either in the early stages or wanting to become a nail tech, is just learn. Never stop learning. We're learning every day.
Learning. Absolutely. Yeah. I love still learning.
There's new things coming out in the industry every day. There's new bands every day. There's like constantly things that are changing, and I think the good thing with Hona is obviously we're very transparent and we feed you guys information as we learn it. So like Mike is very in it with the science, isn't he? That when something comes up, like this whole TPO thing, he dives in, he learns it, and we share our knowledge of what we've learned.
100%.
And yeah, I think that's the end of the pod. But
thanks
that was
so
really
much for hosting, Mel. Love that.
That was very much an interview style, which we haven't done before, but they were very much questions that people have been asking in the DMs, over on TikTok, things in the community here and there, things that you guys wanted to know. So hopefully you guys have found it quite like interesting to see a little bit more into Hona.
Yeah.
But I think we'll do another podcast now that we'll dive into the back end of Hona, a bit more into the team and the logistics, because people love BTS. They love behind the scenes.
100%. And I think that leads on like really nicely into the next episode, and we'll kind of lead on to good TikTok videos coming in the future about like the warehouse and everything.
Do you guys want to see the drunk TikToks?
Oh my god!
I know I would, but maybe we do like one of the like a private story or something where we just like, put a few people on.
It up and be like, right, it's up there now. 30 seconds, go.
You've got 30 seconds then.
View it, it's gone.
Especially when you see me after a glass of wine, it's not a good time. Amazing. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you so much. Peace and love.